A clean, green environment makes you feel good. But do clothes make you feel good? Welcome to Country Care to Clothing Flair. Later on we listen to Ellie Richards with the best clothes that make you feel good. Focus on meaning, method and me. You know what I mean. First of all, I interview a family farmer whose favourite native plant is a waterweed to keep his water clean and his sheep cleaner. So Tim, what is just changing the topic or changing the direction, what is your favourite native plant and why?
Okay. Well, luckily you gave me the opportunity to read this question before, gave me some time to think about it. I would naturally lean towards all these beautiful plants that are out there with lovely blossoms, such as yellow box trees or whatever. But after a bit of thought on this process, I would have to say the plant that most amazes me is Cumbungi, the reeds that live in our rivers and water streams. It's the most amazing plant. It slows the water down in all the gullies. It grows up to 2 metres high.
Do you know what its native name is?
I'm sure the Aboriginals called it Cumbungi, and they used to break the base off, and they used to eat the base of it.
Right.
And I think they said it used to taste a bit like onion.
Right.
I've seen the Aboriginals. Well, only on the television, showing you how they used to use it as food source. But it's a really good way. It does a great job of filtering water. It's filtering all the sediment out of water, and it's high in minerals to my knowledge. And I know on my place here, it's in a few of my dams, and the dams as it grows around the edges of the water is that crystal clear you can drink it. And it's I think it's a phenomenal plant.
So it's a water reed, and it's called Cumbungi. That's the local name, anyway.
Yeah, that's the local name.
Right.
It's just like a big water rush.
Okay. No, you're right. The other interviews that I've done to date, they have the box tree and because of the flowering and whatever.
Yeah.
This question number 7. Let's just discuss your neighbours. So most people have neighbours about 4 or 5 metres away from them, and the houses in the suburbs, but yours would be 400 or 500 metres, if not further. So how many neighbours do you have? How often do you see them, and how important are they to you and your business?
Right. I would have, off the top of my head, probably about half a dozen neighbours. I would
Six.
Let's say 6 would be close enough.
Yep.
And my closest one is my cousin, actually, who lives up the road. He's about 2 kilometres away.
Mm-hmm. How often do you see all your... Yeah?
Not all that often. We might, if we drive to town, you might drive past his entrance, and if he's around, you might have a wave. But we are involved in community things around this area together, so we see each other in those sort of in that frame. But no, we don't have.
Yeah. So at the back, how often do you see them?
Very rarely.
Twice a year?
Twice a year.
Right.
Twice a year. And that's usually not on the boundary fence. Sometimes maybe once on the boundary fence a year. The rest of the time it'd be when you run into them in town.
In town, yeah. And how important are your neighbours to you in maintaining a healthy, viable business?
Well, they are quite important because obviously you share a common boundary. And if you can have a good neighbour who is more than happy to help to maintain that boundary, it can be quite advantageous to both parties. Whereas I have got one neighbour on one side of my place, which he's an absentee neighbour, and look, we get on quite well. He's a lovely fella, but the fact of the matter is he has no farming experience and has no understanding of all the work that's required just to maintain these fences with all the wildlife that damages them. And because they're there, even when they're there, they really have no knowledge. You've got to basically share the load, do the whole, to carry the whole load, and it can be a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah, and for listeners living in suburbia, with a boundary, you need the native animals, wombats, kangaroos, and pigs do put holes in the fence that they access that they go through, and then also which transport diseases and also seeds of weeds and all those sort of things. So if you've got a good neighbour and maintain a good boundary, it does reduce the movement of diseases and seed and feral seeds and all those sort of things.
Yeah, no, that's definitely correct. Yeah, no, and just even the diseases on your livestock, be it lice or whatever, the stock are moving from one property to another. They're just carrying all those, and they're just more cost. It's just more expense because you've got to use whatever you've got to use to control these problems.
And lice on sheep is just like head lice that we used to have when we were children. They're just itchy things. But they are detrimental to the health of the animal. Okay, so looking back, do you think you chose the right vacation, the right job?
Yes, I do. I'm just awfully relieved that I was able to get involved in this regen side of the farming, because if I had regenerative farming principles using this. Because if I had stuck to traditional way of farming, I think by now I would have probably lost my way and lost my desire to keep going, because I just can't see any great future in that form of farming, because it's not really, in my opinion, very sustainable. Whereas, yes, as I mentioned before, we're using these principles. I can see my property improving, as in nature improving, which is just as important as my profitability. So that gives me incentive to, and I do think I really enjoy what I do.
So making money is important financially, though also being happy in what you're doing is also important. So my point being, so it's a balance, I suppose. So this is a question. For you to make a decision, would it be 80% based on financial profitability and 20% based on what you personally believe, or what? Right. Could you break it down like that?
I don't think it'd be, sadly, if you speak to my wife, it's certainly not 80% financial, because I know I could do a lot of different things and probably make short-term gains financially. So it's probably more like a 50-50 at best.
Yeah, right.
I would think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you spend money today that will benefit you in 5 to 10 years' time, or you believe, from what your knowledge is, you believe will benefit you in 5 to 10 years' time.
Or even longer away.
Or even longer.
Yes, particularly planting lots of trees and things. I mean, we all know you won't see any great gain. I won't see it. I'll be gone.
Yes.
So that'll be for the next generation. But,
yes.
That's an expensive little, can be expensive to do.
Righto, 2 left field questions. Are you optimistic towards the future?
Oh, very much so. Very much so.
Is that a key thing in your characteristic, or what makes you optimistic?
Well, we're running a business that's totally sustainable and I'm excited because I'm in the position here where, for instance, we're sequestering carbon in amounts because we're doing a lot of soil testing on this place to see what's going on, and we're now in a situation where we're starting to sequester more carbon than what we're emitting. So we're on the right side of the ledger there, in my opinion, because these world issues aren't going to go away, and I feel comfortable knowing that I believe we're improving the environment and eventually the world.
Right, another left field question: how important is it to you to help others and developing their unique gifts?
Right. Well, it's enjoyable when you pull it off because if you see someone improve in any fashion, it's always a satisfaction to see someone else. Doing what they love.
Yeah. It's a funny, I've asked a few people, this sort of question. It's a funny question because I think everyone would go, yes, it's important. But I suppose in your field, Tim, you're out here working the property. You don't. It's not 7 days a week. It'd only be 1 or 2 days that you would interact with other people, I suppose. Mind you, when your children were at primary school, were you involved with sports or coaching or?
Yes, a little bit.
Right.
Not a natural sportsman myself. So
no. But you're involved in the bushfire brigade?
Yes, look, all those community things, in the local, keeping the local door of the church open, the local hall,
Yeah.
it's a picnic race society. So it's just a community. You got to have some community.
Yes. Yeah. But my point, if you see someone that has a unique gift at, well, I don't know, would you promote? I suppose it's hard to promote that unique gift. If you see it, well, I suppose another way, from my understanding, is you are running a business and times are pretty tight at the moment, so you wouldn't have much time to go out and help someone, promote, help someone with their unique gift, I suppose.
Not really, because this is a full-time job and
Yes.
I'm basically running it on my own. But when
Yes.
you get employees coming in, and more contractors, I'm the first to give them all the accolades under the sun when I think they're doing something. I encourage if you see someone coming, they just have a unique ability. I'm the first to say look into it.
And do you pass, when you're speaking to other people in the community, do you pass your thoughts on about that individual?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Always give someone a leg up, not a leg down.
Yes.
Definitely.
Righto, Tim, well, thank you very much for your time. It stopped raining, so we better go outside and do some more work. And I'd like to thank you very much for doing the interview.
Thank you for putting up with me.
Thank you.
Now for farm facts. So now we're going to listen to Ellie. The clothes can literally change your mind.
Okay, so let's talk about how others see you. Research has confirmed that people form judgments about your status, your trustworthiness, your competence without even saying anything. A millisecond first impression. So our clothing is literally one of the first cues the brain uses to assess someone. Whether we like it or not, and it's a little bit sad, but we judge very quickly. And even subtle differences like the fit of your pants or the quality of your fabric can literally shape and shift how other people see you. And there was actually a study around tailoring, and so basically a tailored pant versus a non-tailored, maybe it's oversized, not the right length for you, literally changes how someone assumes you and your intelligence and your income, which is crazy. But honestly, it goes even deeper than that. The clothes don't just sit on us, it literally sits on your nervous system. It changes your mood, your motivation, your energy, and even how quickly you think. And colour psychology, which is such a fascinating topic that's been studied for years, basically tells us that your brain has these built-in associations that fire a second you see a colour. And this is also in spaces, interior design. It's very commonly known, universally known. So red, for example, increases alertness and confidence, so it speeds up your heart rate. Yellow boosts optimism, and it literally activates areas in your brain that's linked to joy and creativity. Blue calms your nervous system, it lowers your tension, and actually helps with focus. Green is linked to renewal and balance. Black creates a sense of authority, and soft neutrals regulate the nervous system and make you feel more grounded. And what's amazing that even if you didn't know any of that, your body does. And textures work in the exact same way. So as I mentioned before, these soft knits create safety and comfort. Silk makes you feel more elevated. Leather makes you feel secure and capable. So when you deliberately choose clothes that match the mood you want to create, that's called dopamine dressing. And that's using psychology to move your brain into the state you want to be in. And scientifically, this is 100% real. When you feel good, you behave so different. And then in turn, you stand, you're confident, you speak clearly. And it creates this amazing loop. So if you had an outfit that you absolutely loved, you have this good feeling around it. And then you have this confident behavior, which then provides this more positive response, whether that's from someone else complimenting you or you just feeling good. And then you feel more confident. So it's this self-reinforcing cycle. So here's the mindset shift I really love you to make. Don't just dress for who you are, dress for who you want to be and where you're going. Dress for the version of you that already exists. So if you want to feel more powerful walking into a pitch meeting, wear something structured that signals that capability. Or if you want to feel grounded, creative, choose colours and textures that support that creativity for you. If you want to feel magnetic, approachable at a social event, Wear an outfit that truly embodies your 3 words and your personal style and really makes you feel like you, to basically show off the best parts of your personality. And then there's one more psychology study I want to tell you about. It's quite a famous study. It's called the red sneakers effect, where basically researchers found that when people intentionally broke the rules, I guess, or like the dress norms, like wearing red sneakers in a super formal space, people perceived them as more confident, more successful, and more powerful. Not because they look stylish or cool, but because it wasn't confining with like the rules, I guess. There's a psychological signal that you're sending to others, which is basically, I trust myself. I'm confident in what I put on my body. And this basically shows this internal validation rather than trying to get approval from others. So don't be scared to stand out. If you want to be perceived as confident, wear something unconventional. All right, to help you remember all of this, there's a very simple framework I live by, which is meaning. What does the clothes represent to you? Is it power, calm, creativity? Method, how do the clothes feel on your body? Is it soft, restrictive, energizing? And me, do the clothes reflect who you are or who you want to be? And when those 3 things align, the meaning, the method, the me, that is when your clothing isn't just clothing anymore. Your outfit is in this tool of showing your confidence, your personal style, everything that you embody. So when you're next getting dressed, rather than going, does this look good? We're going to change the question and go, does this outfit reflect how I want to feel today? And I promise you that tiny, small switch will change everything. So thank you so much for watching. I'm really looking forward to hearing your comments. And let me know if there's something you want to learn about next.
And the key takeaway is the best to show off the best part of you. The texture and the colour of the clothes you wear do affect you. So even if changes in life seem to be negative, like the wool market and the wool job, dress to show off the best of you.